okay, I've been talking to Twitch people, and I'm really upset because I noticed a lot of negligence around the event, and I'm not happy with the way that they're handling it now. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I asked them, you know, like, what are they gonna do about this? And you know what they said initially? They said, oh, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days.
As you can see here, a man walks over here, he grabs her, and he attempts to kiss her. And then security finally pops in and pushes the guy away. And then Twitch actually let this guy get away because none of their security intervened. This guy right here was actually Emiru's hired security, which is not the security she would like to use because TwitchCon had actually banned the security guard that she usually uses in the past for intervening and protecting Emiru from a stalker. That being said, as Emiru said in this clip, they were allegedly only going to punish this guy who attacked her with a 30-day ban. That's right. And as Emiru goes on to say, that was not a decision made by low-level people at the company. That was a decision from the very top. So let's let Emiru go back to talking and finish what she was saying right after you hit that like button. Seriously, it would really help me if you could press the like button. Thank you so much.
And then she's obviously like, hello? Like, that needs to be indefinite. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, that's like nothing to do with anything. No one gives a fuck if he's banned on Twitch or not. Like, we're talking about the convention here. So they change it to indefinite. Takes an hour for that to happen, by the way. These two people are, the head of security for Amazon and the head of risk for Twitch.
That's right. What Emiru's saying there is that the head of security for Amazon and the head of risk for Twitch told her manager that the action they were going to take against the guy who attacked her was simply to ban him for 30 days. Only 30 days. They didn't want to give the guy an indefinite ban for literally physically attacking one of their biggest streamers in public at TwitchCon. How is that possible? How could anybody at Twitch think that that's a good idea? Obviously, the default should be an indefinite ban. And quite frankly, Twitch should have called the police. TwitchCon should have reported the guy to the police. Apparently, Emiru had to do that through her manager because Twitch didn't do it. Twitch's security staff didn't even help her security after the guy attacked her. What's going on at Twitch? How can they do this? How can the people at the top level of the company be so incompetent? How can literally everybody involved in Twitch always make the wrong decisions? It doesn't make any sense.
Also, later the same night, I'm not gonna drop names here because I wasn't there, so I didn't see it, but I had multiple people tell me that key Twitch representatives last night were out partying.
And who she means when she says key Twitch representatives were out partying was allegedly the CEO of the company, Dan Clancy. Asmongold actually leaked that. Apparently, while the company was burning down, while TwitchCon had the biggest disaster they've ever had with a Twitch streamer, in fact, one of the biggest female Twitch streamers, getting attacked at their event, the Twitch CEO couldn't put off drinking for one night in order to handle it. And it gets worse because apparently Twitch didn't take any new precautions the next day. Emiru went on to say that the people who had meet and greets the next day after she was attacked didn't get any extra security provided by Twitch, and that nobody she spoke to who had a meet and greet was actually even reached out to by Twitch about any safety concerns. That's right, let's take a listen to her saying that.
I don't think that Twitch would have put out an official statement if that clip wasn't posted and going viral. And even after the fact that that clip was posted and going viral, as far as I know, the other people who had meet and greets today were not reached out to ask if they wanted extra security or if they even wanted to cancel their meet and greet. Like, maybe some people were, but I know for a fact Extra Emily wasn't. My personal manager made sure that she had extra security. No one reached out to her. Don't know about everyone, but I know that for a fact.
Emiru says that she spoke to Extra Emily and she had not received any communications from Twitch about extra security, and that Emiru's manager was the one who organized for Extra Emily to get extra security. That's crazy. Twitch should have been on top of this immediately. There's absolutely no excuse for it. And she started off that statement by talking about how Twitch released a statement, and yeah, they did actually end up releasing a statement hours later after this whole thing happened, and it kind of seems like they're trying to brush it under the rug because they outright lied in their statement. And I'm confident in saying that because Twitch actually got a community note on their statement. But first, let's read what they wrote, and then we can read the community note and Emiru's response. Twitch said, "The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting." Note there that they did not name Emiru in this statement. They just said a high-profile streamer. They couldn't even do the common courtesy of using her name. They go on to say, "In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols. Law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch, both online and in-person events. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team and, per our standard protocols, continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. So even in this paragraph, they go on to once again not name Emiru. They just call her the impacted creator. And on top of that, they say that they immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises and they are banned indefinitely from Twitch. We actually know now that this is a lie. They didn't immediately block him. The guy walked away and was walking around for a long time before anybody decided to even look into him. And then they didn't even want to indefinitely ban him. They wanted to ban him for only 30 days, according to Emiru. This entire paragraph is basically a lie. But they continue, we have increased security at the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and we'll have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you've RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we are unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has a zero tolerance policy for harassment or acts that inhibit the safety and security of our community. Now there's a lot of lies in there because obviously we just heard Emiru talk about how she spoke to Extra Emily and Extra Emily hadn't heard anything about additional security personnel, and the only way that Extra Emily got extra security was because Emiru's manager got the extra security for her. So Twitch did nothing. You know, their zero tolerance policy is great because apparently it means it means zero effort. They did nothing. Their zero tolerance for harassment means that if you do this, that if you were to attack somebody, you might get a 30-day ban because that's what they wanted to give the guy. This whole thing is so crazy. I don't know how Twitch could possibly mishandle something this badly. I mean, just read this community note. According to Emiru, the assaulter was not detained until hours after the incident happened, and this was done so after her manager was pressing Twitch to do something. She also states that Twitch security did not step in when the incident happened, and they laughed about it afterwards. That's right, that's something that Extra Emily also talked about in her stream, that she heard from other people that the TwitchCon security were laughing and joking about the situation right after it happened. So yeah, just a top-notch security team they got there. If we go down here, we can actually see that they put another tweet here saying, "It's really important to us that our creators enjoy their experience at TwitchCon and feel safe. We regret that their experience was disrupted by this horrible incident." What a nice little apology from Twitch. Obviously it means nothing, and Asmongold even said, "I look forward to discussing the veracity of this statement tomorrow," but Asmongold didn't actually have to do too much because Emiru actually responded to this tweet from Twitch by saying, "Hello everyone, I am okay and thank you for all the kind messages. Sorry I cannot respond to them all. Yesterday the man who assaulted me was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon and even in front of other creators meet and greet to grab me and my face and try to kiss me. Fortunately, he wasn't able to, but a lot of people have pointed out that it could have been a lot worse." And she's definitely correct when she says this could have been a lot worse. She could be dead. Let's just be honest here. In the world we live in right now, if that guy had tried to or wanted to inflict serious harm on her, she could be dead. This could have gone so bad. She goes on to say, "I'm obviously shaken up by what happened, and it's not the first time I've dealt with something like this, but to tell you honestly, I am a lot more hurt and upset by how Twitch handled it during and after the fact. Like I said, I don't understand how he was allowed to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacts is my own security. It's true, my favorite and usual security guard was banned for holding a stalker's arm to bring him to police at a past TwitchCon. However, there were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away, as you can see in the clip, since they don't even appear in the frame, LOL. The woman who is walking me away is my own personal manager, and behind the booth, the only 2 people who were checking on me and comforting me were her and my friend. None of the TwitchCon staff came to ask me what happened or if I was okay." This is a damning indictment of Twitch. Nobody on their security did anything to help her, to try to stop this from happening, or to try to get the guy after it happened. And then on top of that, they didn't even ask her if she was okay. They just ignored it. And as Emiru goes on to say in this paragraph, it gets even worse. "My friend who was present told me Twitch security were also behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what happened, and immediately laughing and moving on to talking about something else. Some great security staff you hired there, Twitch. All this increased security that you said you were gonna have, and they're just joking about one of your top streamers getting assaulted? I can't overstate how terrible this is." But Emiru goes on, "So if no one was checking if I was okay or if I needed anything, and they let the guy run away initially, I have no idea what anyone hired to keep the event safe was doing. LOL. She's right there. They obviously weren't doing their jobs. They weren't keeping anybody safe because they didn't keep her safe. As one of the top female streamers, you'd think that Twitch would probably keep her safe at the very least. If they're not keeping her safe, what are they doing to the smaller streamers?" Emiru continues, "In Twitch's statement, they said the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And it felt like this only happened because of my manager pressing for it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal." She's basically accusing Twitch of trying to brush this under the rug and pretend it wasn't a big deal, probably because this has turned into a massive PR storm for them, and they were probably trying to hide it. If I had to guess, that's what I would say. Luckily for Emiru, she had a manager who stuck up for her, and she's standing up for herself here and calling them out because this kind of thing cannot be allowed to happen, and Twitch cannot be allowed to brush this under the rug. I honestly think they should fire the CEO over this, and whoever was in charge of security, but that's just me. Emiru says, "I have a lot more I want to say, but I will say it on stream stream later today instead of writing a book on here. That's the stream that we were watching clips from at the beginning of this video. She then finishes saying, "Thank you guys again. Sorry you had to see that. This is definitely my last TwitchCon, and it saddens me to say as a 10-year off and on attendee of TwitchCon, I think other creators should seriously consider not attending in the future. I did not feel cared for or protected, even bringing my own security and staff. I can't imagine how creators without these options would feel. Stay safe, y'all. Everything is going to be okay." And it's hard to say that she's wrong. How could any streamer want to go, especially any female streamer, if they're going to not provide adequate security, try to brush it under the rug, and then lie in their statement about it? How can anybody feel safe at TwitchCon in the future? This could seriously tank all of Twitch. I seriously can't overstate how bad this is, just morally. But on top of that, optically, Twitch looks like a disaster right now. They need to fire the entire executive team, replace them with people who actually know how to do something and be professional and not go out drinking after a massive scandal, and then maybe we can talk. But right now, I don't know how Twitch recovers from this. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be another TwitchCon because there's not going to be any streamers to go to it. So yeah, this whole thing is a disaster, and Twitch is not handling it well. Unfortunately though, because Emiru was doing the meet and greet, she was actually required, according to her, to do the meet and greet in order to have her on-stage TwitchCon event. So this stream that she did, where she was basically shit-talking Twitch for, like, the actual stream goes on for almost 50 minutes. I'll link it in the description. She was doing this in a conference room at TwitchCon because she couldn't leave because she had already, you know, gone through the meet and greet in order to get this show. The incident happened. She didn't want to leave because it was a cosplay contest and people had put a lot of time into it. So she decided to stay for this and then immediately go home. But during the show, she actually roasted Twitch. So let's take a listen to what she said in this clip.
To my two main hosts, how are you guys feeling? Have you picked a winner?
I think I know my winner.
You already have your winner?
I think I have my winner.
All right.
Sorry, I must have caught mono at my meet and greet.
Just look at S-Fan's face right here. That was a perfect, absolutely perfect shot, delivered perfectly. I'm glad she decided to poke fun at Twitch on their own channel, right? This is hosted on the official Twitch TwitchCon channel, and she just pointed out that she had been attacked the day before on it. This was a great move from her, and I'm glad that she's taking every step she can to call out Twitch, even saying it on their own channel. You know, some Twitch executives are pulling their hair out over this. It's gotten so bad for Twitch. I don't know what else I can say other than I'm glad that Emiru is okay, and she seems to be in good spirits, poking fun at Twitch about it, and also mad about it, which is good. I feel like you should be angry about something like this happening to you, and I'm glad that she's not letting it go. She also has said that she's pressing charges against the man who attacked her. Thank God. Too many people have crimes committed against them and then they never press charges because they don't want to deal with the courts. You always should go through with it if somebody attacks you. You need to do it, and I'm glad that she is. So thank you so much for watching. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this whole situation in the comments. Can Twitch come back from this? Do you think there will ever be another TwitchCon? And are you happy with the way Emiru is handling this? Because I think she's actually doing a masterclass in how to respond to a crisis like this. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and God bless you.